Yeah. Hello, 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 hello. We are here. We are here. We are live. How y'all feeling? What's the word? Happy Thursday. Boy, the time goes by fast, don't it? John in the building on the IG. Shout out all the IG constituents. You gotta believe. How you feeling? If you're in here, tap in. Make sure you like the live. Make sure you make yourself known. Put them ones in the chat. I'm gonna try to pay attention. You know, it's the NBA playoffs. Playoffs? Like he said, you gotta believe. Hope everybody is good, blessed, making moves, making money, making bread. Hopefully you getting some draws, if that's what you into. Whatever your focus is, as long as it ain't hating, as long as it ain't evil, then I hope you're getting to it. Don't be on no bull. I don't want no bull. It's been a pretty productive week other than my Sixers catching L's left and right. Mink. Come on, Sixers. We got to get back. We got to get right. Now, the last time that I saw y'all was before the second round started. We were on a high note. Sixers have beat the Boston Celtics. I went to game 6, got to root them on. Then game 7, they made it happen. They made dreams come true. But now we're in a dog fight. We're in a dog fight. So pray for me and mine, because we need a comeback. And if you from New York, go to hell. Nah, it ain't no hate. As long as you ain't hating on me. The thing that is so irksome though is like, you know, I'm from Jersey, and for those that are unfamiliar with Jersey, Jersey has a very unique dynamic because we don't have any sports teams anymore. You know, we had the New Jersey Nets. They moved to Brooklyn. Thanks, Jay-Z. But if you're from New Jersey, you're kind of, depending on your location or your rooting interests, you have to pick one of the nearby teams. And the nearby team depends on what part of Jersey you're in. So myself, I'm from Central Jersey and South Jersey. We are in closer proximity to Philadelphia. So majority of people from this area tend to root for Philly teams. Sixers, Eagles, Phillies, Flyers. I'm a Sixers fan. Now, I'm not an Eagles fan because my peoples is from D.C. My mom from D.C. So, you know me, I'm on my Commanders. Now, if you're from North Jersey, you tend to pledge allegiance to the New York teams. The Knicks, the Giants, the Jets, if you love to lose. So that makes it a little bit slightly more difficult. You know what I mean? But for me, I'm staying with my squad. I'm staying with the Sixers. It's hard because I got friends that's in Jersey, but they rooting for the Knicks. Tal Godson was good. Shout out to the YouTubers that's tapped in. If you tapped in, make sure you put the emoji with the sunglasses in the chat. And if you're not subscribed, you got to subscribe, baby, because you gotta believe. Now, we're going to go ahead and get into the show because I don't want to keep you too long. You know the Lakers and the Thunder are playing in the next game. I got to be able to sit down and focus my mind. My parlay's been off this second round. I'm getting acclimated. And so I got to sit down and get my focus on. But that being said, we're going to have us a good time. Now, tonight's episode is appropriately titled, "You Ate My Food Out the Work Fridge. It's on site." I repeat, you ate my food out the work fridge. It's on site. How dare you? Winston Games, what's good? I repeat, in my entertainment, Wes playing games. What's good, Wes? Yo, if y'all new to the chat, this y'all first time watching on YouTube, make sure y'all drop the emoji with the sunglasses in there, or let me know where you're from, because you know we getting international now. For sure. We getting international. But I want to make sure y'all tapped in. Shout out to my IG family, the Amania here, YGB crew. Yeah, I see you, Playa. I see you with your sunglasses on. Put your Slimmy shades on. Now back to the topic at hand. One of the guys asking, can he be a mod? You got to earn your mod status, bro. That's why they saying no. I'm just keeping it. I'm trying to help you. The keys to being a mod, from what I know, is you gotta show loyalty. You gotta be real. Now, if I make you a mod, then you out here getting me banned or getting me all messed up, then what? First thing is, if you want to be a mod, I'm not opposed to it. But first thing is, you gotta show your loyalty, brother. Is you subscribed? Is you tapped in? Let me know. Might have a job. Might have a job for you. He said, I swear on God. Brother, you can't swear on God. What is you doing, baby? Alright, let me know when you like and sub. Alright, bet. Shout out to the YouTuber. Shout out to the YouTube family. Now, back to the topic at hand. The name of tonight's show, You Ate My Food Out the Work Fridge, is on site. You know you got to be a sick, diabolical fiend to be eating somebody else's food out the work fridge. Name of tonight's show, it's tears. It's like, yo, bullies. I'm about to Trump. People that eat food out the work fridge. That's highest level. I came back to the firehouse. I was like, yeah, man. I did leave that slice of pizza from Madhouse. Shout out Madhouse. I left my slice of pizza in there, I'm like, oh yeah, this gonna hit right for the, for the midday snack. Throw in the fridge, my shit gone. Ooh, you sick fiend. And it wasn't just no regular slice. This was the General Soul slice. That shit cost, and specialty slices cost extra money. Do your thing. Looking like a close game. Currently watching the Cavs versus the Pistons. If you an NBA fan, who you rooting for? Let me know who you rooting for. But yeah, man. So I want to put them on notice. If you ate my slice of pizza, we rumbling. Because you could have asked. We got a group chat. You could have called me. You can be like, hey, said, it's a slice of pizza in here. Is this yours? I would have said, yes, mother. Okay. Shout out. My boy said he don't watch no sports, but he plays soccer. You got to stay active. Shout out soccer. We just came back from watching my niece. She played lacrosse. You gotta be active, man. That's how you stay in shape. We got a great show for you today. We had a great show last week. We was talking about, we was talking about the NBA playoffs. We was also talking about the Michael Jackson movie. I did get to see the Michael Jackson movie. If you saw it, what did you think? Did you enjoy? What's your critique? Give me your ratings. I give it about a 7. The reason I'm giving it a 7, it passes great cinematography. Coleman Domingo did a great job as Joe Whoop That Trick Jackson. I saw some interesting dialogue about Joe Jackson today. They said, listen, man, was Joe participating in the trauma? Yes. Was Joe whooping that ass? Yes. But you gotta be honest. Without Joe being so extra, being so hands-on, you don't get the King of Pop. You don't get the Jackson 5. Michael Jackson ends up being, best case scenario, a dancing brother in a steel mill. Worst case scenario, he out here moving weight. Dirty Diana, oh. So we gotta be appreciative, even though, it was some harm in there. There was some trauma. That being said, you needed Joe. Close game, y'all. Close game. Let's quickly get into the bald-headed logic. Rolling right off of what we were just discussing with the Michael Jackson and the Joe Jackson. But tonight's bald-headed logic, pretty simple. And that is, You need darkness to find the light. You need darkness to find the light. In an ideal world, hey, LaRue Sensei. Shout out to my IG constituents. As you know, we're streaming here from YouTube and IG. But we're talking about the bald-headed logic. And as I said, bald-headed logic is you need some darkness to find the light. In an ideal world, we would all operate in a space without pain. We wouldn't lose our loved ones. We wouldn't go through unfortunate illnesses and conditions. We would not experience heartache. We would not have the evil that dwells in the world. However, this is not an ideal circumstance. It's not a fair circumstance. And these are some of the trials and tribulations that we are all called to bear. And since we are called to bear them, it's very, very important to understand that while these things are hard to process, while they are painful, while there are different struggles that can push us off the course, you need darkness to find the light. Those experiences are what make us. Those experiences are what toughen us and prepare us for the blessings. If you never go through these things, you'll never be able to properly cherish and appreciate the wins, the dubs. And we need that. So I encourage y'all, when you're going through it, to have perspective about it. In the popular movie, Nutty Professor, the protagonist, Sherman Klump. Sherman Klump is an overweight but educated professor. He's incredibly smart, but he deals with self-confidence issues. And he's constantly ridiculed because of his weight, which forces him to take extreme measures. Crazy enough, and I'll stay on topic, but the Nutty Professor was the first Ozempic patient. He took that drink, skinny immediately. This is 95, 96. People was talking about, that was the first time I ever heard the word peptides. But I digress. By him taking this drink, it affected him on a molecular level and created this character, Buddy Love, who was skinny, sharp jawline, cheekbones. In the movie, my boy looked, he said, "Oh, I can see my But it created a level of arrogance and pompous behavior because he was almost the opposite end of the spectrum than Sherman. And it caused a lot of trouble. But the issue was, in the end of the movie, when Sherman battles with Buddy Love and he's getting ready to defeat him, Buddy Love says, "You needed me. You needed me. I gave you confidence. I taught you. You got the struts." And it was from the extreme behaviors of Buddy Love that allowed Sherman to become confident enough to ask for what he wanted for, which was Jada Pinkett, prime Jada Pinkett, Miss Purdy. Y'all know about that. But I digress. It was essential to go through that battle with Buddy Love for Sherman Clump to be able to be confident in his own skin. And we all have battles like the Nutty Professor. We all have to go through certain battles and challenges and fight uphill to understand how great we are and how great God is to us. That battle with Buddy Love for Sherman Clump to be able to be confident in his own. So remember that whenever you're going through your turmoil, whenever going through your process and your challenges, you remember you need darkness to find the light. All right? Now, let's move on. I want to play some new waves. There's been some new music out, especially in the R&B space. Got new music from India Shawn, who I'm a big fan of. India's a baddie, but Aries baddie at that. And her new album, Subject to Change, is that hot to fire. The new project. Now, many have probably heard the record of hers with Lucky Day, but the record I've been rocking with is this Rain on Me. So I'm gonna play that real quick in the background while we get down. You know what I mean? Let y'all vibe on that. Shout out to my girl India Shawn. Now, there's been some other new music out recently. In addition to that, also got music from Isaiah Rashad, and that's fire. You know what I mean? His new project. It's been good. My artist Quest likes to keep me in the know, and it's been years, a lot of different ups and downs, and publicly and privately for Isaiah Rashad, but he has been able to navigate those to get back to making some new music, and the new album has been awful. That's the name of the project. Highlights that Isaiah Rashad still is an elite lyricist, and I definitely urge y'all to take a listen to that. I'm in the midst of working through it, or listening to it now, so let's get back to it. Let's review, and then get back and see. Y'all let me know what y'all think. You know what I mean? Some highlights of some people on there. He does have a record with SZA, Boy in Red. Dominic Fike is on there. So yeah, y'all check it out, man. Let me know. Now, while we vibing, we definitely gotta move into one of my favorite segments, which is the What Are You Talking About? What are you talking about? And the What Are You Talking About is where we highlight particular posts or topics from social media that have been garnering attention, and we breaking them down from a player perspective. Now, I want to start with the music, because y'all know that that's my forte. It was a really interesting post that was circulating. It was a clip from the 520 podcast, Club 520 podcast. Shout out T, B-Hen, and the whole crew. Mook. You know what I mean? But the particular post, oh my bad, don't not forget DJ too. But they had on special guest rap artist Sci-Hi the Prince. Now, if you're a millennial and a Kanye fan, I don't want to limit him to that, but that was where many of our first introduction to Sci-Hi. Sci-Hi the Prince was a super dope lyricist, and he took off once he was with good music. I think he was with Akon for a little bit too. He had some different ventures. Now, The the post in question is Side of Prince discussing with the guys from Club 520 the importance or the benefits of having a major label deal. Now, in the current spectrum that we're in, the majority of time you are hearing people speaking from a space that it is more beneficial to be an independent artist than to be signed with a label. And this was very, very intriguing. Now, Side of Prince goes on to basically say, and I'm paraphrasing, that while it is dope and there is an opportunity to make money, there is opportunity to make money as an independent artist by being with a major label. There is a certain level of professionalism that is created, and it also allows you to elevate yourself to the higher tiers of success and popularity. And at one point, because they asked him about, obviously, of course, Lil Russell, but he compares being an independent artist to being a superstar in China or being an N1 player, as opposed to being signed with a major label and being a NBA player. I would love to know what some of my music counterparts think. This is a very nuanced topic. I think the issue is that there have for years been a lot of red tape around being with a label. There's been a lack of development that one would expect from being signed to a label, and there's a large number of responsibility placed upon the artist, even though they're on a major label. Now, some of the benefits of, obviously, of course, resources, both financially and relationship wise. But the days of developing an artist are long gone when it comes to the major labels. Now, as an independent artist, you have a lot more flexibility, you have a lot more freedom, but you're doing all the work. And while, again, there is an opportunity for success, there's just certain things that are created from being at the label level. And in my personal opinion, there's some serious conversations that can be had from this topic. That being, is there a pipeline to success at the commercial level for an independent artist who has never had a major label deal? This is an opinion, but it appears that the majority of artists that have commercial success are in one of four tiers. They are A, signed to a major label; B, previously signed to a major label; 3, or C, C, they are with an entity or connected to an entity that has all the resources of a record label; and then D, they have an outlier that creates so much visibility and popularity for them that they don't necessarily need a label. I.e., they are a movie star that's transitioning into music. They are a nepo baby that has grown up in the industry. Something that allows them to be able to operate with the resources or visibility that is usually garnered from being at a major label. So let me just give a few examples. So y'all know that I'm in love with this Alex Isley album. And so let me just give a few examples. So y'all know that I'm in love with this Alex Isley album has been one that, how can I put it, has garnered a lot of success. Bear with me, y'all. I have some connectivity issues. Welcome back, IG. Welcome back. Now, as I was saying, we're in here, we're talking about the recent comments. We're talking about the recent comments of Sci-Hi the Prince on Club 520. And just to recap for the IG, if you may have gotten disconnected, basically, Sci-Hi the Prince was saying that it's a great opportunity to be an independent artist to make money, but if you're trying to be at the professional level, if you're trying to be at the highest level, it's an importance, or it is some benefit to having a major label deal. Now, what I was saying is, in my opinion, those artists that are having commercial success or are getting popular with the common civilians, they fit into one of four categories. One, they are with a major label. Two, they were formerly signed to a major label. Three, they have an entity, they are aligned with an entity that has all of the financial and relationship resources of a label. And then lastly, four, they are an outlier because they have the visibility of the artist. They've created the visibility of an artist that is signed to a label, i.e. a movie star that's going and doing a record label, or doing a music album or something of the sort. Now, the example I was saying of one, Alex Isley, which this is kind of the process that, you know, many like you take, but it's, if you're a fan of Alex Isley prior to this album, you are familiar with her music, such as the Marigold album or EP, and some of her other work, which, if you check and you do the credits and the searches, this music is credited as an independent release. This latest album, When the City Sleeps, which is a very, very successful and very, very dope album, but it is released under Warner Records. And in addition to it being released under Warner Records, there is a level of detail, a level of an increase in content and promo that, in the time that I have been following Alex Isley, since I saw her on the last project, I have never seen before. She's way more active. In addition to being way more active, she's way more present on high-end platforms. She was just recently on the Jennifer Hudson show yesterday. I'm trying to think. I'm missing one of the other performances she just had. She's had several. She was on Apple Music the other day. She's very, very present. The tour, and here's another example. When I went to see her during the Marigold tour, I probably paid like $60 for the tickets, for 2 tickets. Her starting price on Ticketmaster, I think the lowest ticket is $86 for a single ticket, and that's in the balcony. So, you know, I mean, there's an increased presence, and I would like to relate that to her being associated with the label. And from friends of mine that I know who had the opportunity to interview and work with her, she's also signed to a marketing agency, a high tier. So she's just gotten a lot more resources, and as a result, the overall output in terms of everything involved is chef's kiss. Now, granted, that doesn't take away from her being a bona fide star, which is what I think she is. But when you take a bona fide star and you give them resources, the product looks different. It looks very, very different. So that's the benefit of being with the label. Now, another example of tier 2, someone that was formerly with the label. You have the artist who's now independent. Shout out to the homie, Reason, who is working with the distribution company of my homie, Tavari, working with 195 Oak. So he's putting out this music without the help of a traditional major record label. However, because of his previous time signed to TDE, he has a platform established. This is, we know, different, just like Wiz Khalifa or Currency. Currency is an independent champion. However, it is very important to note that at one point in his career, Currency had the resources of working with Dame Dash. He was working with Lil Wayne. These are, having that initial footprint allows you a lot more opportunities. It does not mean that that's what you couldn't do it without them, but they help significantly. That has to be identified. Now, the third tier, artists that have the resources or have an entity that basically has the resources of a record label. Shout out to the homies, like Big X the Plug, That's Dior, and several others who are aligned directly with United Masters. While United Masters is primarily known as a distribution company, United Masters is ran by Steve Stout. And they have all of the necessary resources, sync, connections, you know what I mean, DSP, playlist connections. They have everything that they need in order for you to basically get put on if you are in the premier tier. Shit, we trying to work our way up. When you are aligned with the distribution company that has the resources, because distribution is the new age, opportunity. But when you are aligned and recognized as one of the priorities of these platforms, you are pushed at a higher level. And then lastly, just the and this kind of blend with the tier 3, but if you're an artist that has become an artist after having some level of what is high-end success, You were a movie star that decided to do an album. You know what I mean? You were a basketball star. Somewhere where your popularity is already clearly established. You got the keys, at least to start, to get your foot in the door and get opportunities that the average independent artist does not have. This is key. The average independent artist is doing the majority of the work on their own or with a small team, and it does take time, but they get the opportunity to build relationships with the playlist curators and some of the platforms. And while it does allow them to have success and be featured, that really is all going towards building a resume to get connected to a higher platform, i.e. what you saw with La Russell when he signed. Now, it may not have been his intent the entire time, but he understood that in order for him to get a higher level of visibility, there was going to come a time where, yeah, it benefits me to sign with a label. But, my bad, going back to that tier where you have such high visibility and people are already checking for you, shout out to the artist. And he is an artist, but you have artists like Trevor Jackson, who is a singer, but he's featured on a super popular or was featured on a popular television show. You have a Kiki who has spent her time on TV, the majority of her childhood career. So as a result of that, when she says, hey, I'm dropping a project, because of her celebrity, she has connections to get those calls to the Breakfast Club. She has her own platform to push it, as a matter of fact. But she can also relate and connect to some of these other platforms. Way easier than you would if you were an independent artist. So, does Sci-Hi have a point? I would say so. I'm not saying that it's the only way, but I do feel like there is a certain level of reputability that comes with being aligned with a major label, even if it's just a distribution deal. If it's done as a distribution deal. If you are connected with Rock Nation's distribution team, if you are connected with Orchard, who is, under the umbrella of Sony, if you do distribution through United Masters, but at the elite level. But if you even further go along where you are actually positioned under a label, such as a Warner. When you look at all of your artists that you love, that you like, that you share their music, majority of, and I'm saying this outside of the umbrella of I'm in the music industry, so I'm not talking about my music industry friends who are paid or invested in the discovery of new artists. The majority of those people operate differently. Cuerdas de Oro, what's good? So for the average civilian, they know who is presented to them. Who's presented to them? Artists that labels have a vested interest in. Distribution companies will tell you they have partners with they're partners with the labels. So who they position, who they push, is a result of their partnerships. So to wrap this all up, how do we benefit from this? How do we take this and make an opportunity from this instead of outrage? I think the thing is that I recommend for all independent artists, the first and foremost thing that you have to do is you have to create community, and you got to create visibility. If you do that, you give yourself the opportunity to be able to connect and have conversations with partners that can put you in the game. And when you find the best opportunity for yourself, at that time, if you do that, you then position yourself to be able to get in front of the main people through a partnership or a a label signing. You got to make sure that it makes sense for you. But if we're talking about the combination of both revenue and fame, then we're talking. That may be something to consider. But I would like to know. I'd like to know what the music exec friends think. I'd like to know. Yeah, my people's in here. What's goody? I love the ability to be able to be with both the YouTube and the IG Live family. Shout out to my boy Turnpike LGE, my boy Blanco. But yes, let's quickly move on. Let's chat it up. Another popular subject that was really of interest to me that was on the internet was this recent post from the podcast 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, the podcast of Carmelo Anthony and Kaz. And they were discussing hood snacks. Popular hood snacks. I needs my peoples. If you in here, make sure you like the live, share the live with your peoples, do whatever you need to do, you know what I mean? But it was a great topic. They were discussing basically the hood snack break tournament. And my boy already on it. He said, "Oh, that's a sleeper pick. That's a sleeper pick. I forgot about that." My boy said Dipsy Doodles. Now what I'm gonna do is there was a bracket of 16. I'm gonna name the 16 quickly, give my assessment, and then I'll give you my top 5. So going from 16 to 1, they had Peanut Chews, Andy Caps Hot Fries, Now and Laters, Sunflower Seeds, the David Sunflower Seeds though. High Chew, not really familiar with the High Chew. Who else we got in the mix? Where's number 11? Is that Swedish Fish? No, Swiss rolls, excuse me. Then Swedish Fish, Funyuns, the Utz barbecue chips, Utz cheese curls, oatmeal cream pies, turn your freaky down, Sour Patch Kids, Wrap Snacks, Cosmic Brownies, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and then the number one seed was the honey bun. Now, initial assessment of these, right? I see my boy mention zebra cakes. That's real. That's real. Okay? Another thing I noted is, where's the hydration? Is that not a snack? To me, Gatorade, clearly a hood snack because we was drinking that whether we was playing basketball or not. Hood sodas, your CNC, Fanta is a hood soda. Fanta's a hood soda. Quarter waters though is the ideal go-to. Now, I definitely feel like, lastly, from this list, the replacement of cheese doodles with Utz cheese curls, diabolical. Diabolical. I'm not picking no damn Utz cheese curls. We is getting cheese doodles, the puffs. You get the crunchies, then you gotta get regular Cheetos. But if you get in the puffed Wise cheese doodles, the red bag, and don't be modern with the mix when they got the barbecue or they got the cheddar. You know what I mean? Elite. Now, but above that, I think the list pretty strong. Can't really beef with the honey bun. Not a super sweets guy, but if I'm gonna have a sweet, I'm gonna have me a honey bun. Be sure to let me have some of your honey bun. You know what I mean? Now, if I may, allow me to get my top 5. And if you wanna drop your in the comments, speak your piece. All right, my top 5 rap snacks for show. Gotta go to the rap snacks. Okay, preferable favorites would be the Little Romeo flavor, Cardi B, Rick Ross with the cheddar, and the Migos with the dab of ranch, the original. All them flavors of rap snacks was heat. So rap snacks, Wise cheese doodles, number 2. Number 3, now Mello listed the Sour Patch Kids. Sour Patch Kids, can't go wrong with that. However, what I will say is that the Sour Patch Kids is part of the triads. No, not the gang from Rush Hour, but part of the triads of fruit snacks. Okay? You got Sour Patch Kids, Gummy Bears, Haribo only, and Welch's Fruit Snacks. That's the big 3. So we're not going to separate family. That's what they did to us in Africa. So the triads, fruit snacks, that big 3. All right. Number 4 will be the honey bun, and with my 5th pick, I'm going with a drink, and I'm going with quarter waters. All right. Oh, Crybabies. Damn. Shout out Crybabies. Oh, the the pizza chips. You a real one. You a real one. Now we've gotten a lot of more variety. We've got a lot more variety. I've seen taco chips. I've seen the, you know what I mean, with the Taco Bell, you mix it. Doritos. Now I know that they are brand. That's an elite brand. Oh, the Keebler. Oh yeah. But You can never go wrong with a solid bag of nacho cheese Doritos. If you wanted to get spicy with the blue flavor, that's on you. I'm still going to ask you, can I have a few, but I prefer you have nacho cheese. But what are some of y'all favorites? For y'all who got the sweet tooth, what y'all was on? Was you on Swiss rolls? Was you on the oatmeal? We're going to call them oatmeal sandwiches. Because I know y'all nasty. Oh, shout out Bravos. Bravos, again, got to be in the mood. Also, something that I have discovered in my elder day, Funyuns. Don't sleep on Funyuns. At the firehouse, the Funyuns will be the last damn bag left. And one day I was like, let me crack open these Funyuns. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. What my boy Ray J say? Wait a minute. Funyuns, boy. At the firehouse, the Funyuns will be the last damn bag. See, now I'm new. My boy said I always rock with Funyuns. That's news to me. Cause you know your breath was gonna be smelling hot, 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 hot. But the shits was hitting. So shout out Funyuns. Working all day. Wow, ta-da. Yeah, but shout out to Mello on the list. I think I said the list is reasonable. I can't be super mad at the list. However, like I said, to me, straight diabolical for eating Utz instead of Wise chips. That's just me. Is it the bourgeoisie in me? Am I being bougie? Possibly. But somebody gotta have some damn standards. And shit, cheese was only 50 cents. Ain't like I'm breaking the bank. Damn, Detroit won. I hope my parlay hit. Suckers. Oh, group chat acting up. I guess not. Damn. We still got a Lakers game, baby. Now, I want to finish up with this Austin Rivers, Draymond Green beef. Woo! For all my NBA fans, sports fans, this has been very intriguing. I actually was able to capitalize a little bit, get viral on Threads because I put the ether beat on Austin Rivers roasting Draymond Green. Now to give y'all a little bit of background, Draymond Green has his own podcast. Draymond Green was recently commenting on his career and basically made statements to the fact that he felt that he was held back and he was never given a chance to score. To which, on the Dan Patrick Show, Austin Rivers was asked about this, and Austin Rivers, in full light-skinnedness, basically was giving what I like to call Kappa compliments, aka backhanded compliments. Is where you compliment somebody, but you're still taking shots. You're still throwing little jabs. So Draymond Green heard this, got in his feelings, and tried to destroy Austin Rivers, talking about his daddy. You know what I mean? Said the brother ain't been good since high school. You're ugly and can't read, all of that. So Austin Rivers responds on his live stream, his platform, in which he basically says that Draymond Green, you were the luckiest player in the history of the NBA, at least the modern era. If it wasn't for Steph and Clay, you wouldn't be allowed to play. And this has caused a lot of back and forth to the point in which Austin Rivers was recently on another podcast, the To the Baja podcast. And on the To the Baja podcast, there's one of the men, Hong, who is a Warriors fan, and he was heated, going back and forth, trying to embarrass Austin Rivers. Austin Rivers said he looked like the friend from Spider-Man movie. I was hollering. But anyway, my thing with the beef between them is definitely interesting, just to watch or entertaining. But I think the big thing I take away is that we are just unable to have authentic, realistic conversations where they're honest. You know what I mean? We can just be real and reasonable. Now, one of my critiques of Draymond Green is he delusional. That's what allowed him to be so successful, but that's also why people can't stand him, because you be talking like you Steph, and you ain't Steph. Do his thing. You not Steph, player. Your numbers, you gonna be in the Hall of Fame, but the numbers, brother, the numbers. But his contributions to the team were priceless. So for me, if I had to pick a side, which is crazy that I'm siding with brother Fairskin, but for me, I respect Draymond Green, especially the way he was playing at the end of the year when they made it and beat the Clippers, and he locked down Kawhi Leonard for them last couple possessions. I say, hey man, I gotta respect your game, but the way he talks is just unfavorable, and it's crazy because, like I said, after watching the Austin Rivers clips where Austin Rivers was talking a little too spicy, he was like, I don't know why he would ever think that, or why. See, you know what you're doing. That's gaslighting if y'all love these buzzwords. And then you'll be like, oh, but I love his game. I love him. But he should never shoot the ball. But I love his game. Bitch, watch your mouth. Draymond Green is clearly the Hall of Famer. He's had the more successful or productive NBA career, but Austin Rivers, I don't like to be playing revisionist history. Austin Rivers was a major talent coming out of high school. He was, getting buckets when he was there at Duke. It's just his NBA career just didn't pan. It did pan out. He was in the league for like 10 years, but he wasn't a superstar, and he wasn't on a championship team. But anyhow, y'all, game is on already. I can't believe how fast time flies. So what I will do is I'll close out tonight with a Setty's recipe, and then we'll go ahead and go our separate ways. Now, y'all know Setty's recipe, one of my favorite segments, where we highlight one of the customs and traditions of yesteryear. In the past, we've talked about not splitting the pole, God is good, the phrase God is good, late night drives, making a playlist for your lady, so this, that, and the third. Now, tonight's recipe is a classic which still has the potential to be around, but is not as prestigious as it once was, and should bring it back. But that's fight night. Fight night. Man, what a time. In the days of yesteryear when boxing was a dominant sport, when we would go to one person's house, they would get the fight on pay-per-view. Depending on if they was making that bread or not, they'd either charge you, you got to chip in, or they let you come over watch the fight for free. And they have snacks and shit, some wings, pizza, libations, and everybody got to enjoy your favorite, depending on what the era was. Was you watching the fight night when Tyson was knocking everybody out? Was you around for Oscar de la Hoya, Felix Trinidad, or in the modern era of Money Mayweather? No matter what, we could all get together and we would congregate, laugh, be loud, and watch the fight. This was evidenced back in the day by the famous Martin episode when they had the fight party. It was a communal affair when we got together for the fight night party. And as expensive as the damn fights was, it was essential that we come together to beat the system. You know, some people had the black box. Get that free cable. You just couldn't get caught. Don't get caught on fight night. But this was a great time for us to get together, talk to somebody always gonna be in the background. Yeah, man, you gotta throw the jab. You ain't never fought nobody. You had 2 fights and you won in 1. But we had a good time. We got to congregate. As a young kid, I used to love when my dad would throw fight parties. My mom and dad would throw fight parties. And we go over there and get to watch. And, you know, even in later years, my dad would throw them at his house. And it was a great time. We stay up. He let us stay up. We watch it. And then as I got older, you know, we got to be able to partake in it. I'll never forget, one of my favorite fight parties was when Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury. And Deontay Wilder, with that weak defense, got caught hands from Tyson Fury, ended up losing. My dad got up and said, ain't this not during Black History Month? I said, oh. Man. But we had a good time. It was me and my siblings, my pops. We had a good time over there. So if you ever have we have an upcoming fight, make sure you throw a fight party. Or you go to a fight party, not at the bar. Somebody with a nice home or enough space to host. Yo, somebody bring Tostitos, salsa, or y'all can rent real nachos. See, you know, we bougie now. We ain't all the way where we need to be, but we have made advancements. You know, you can order that Buffalo Wild Wings, pick it up, and if you and your woman on good accord, y'all could cook. You gotta coordinate though. You got to coordinate. But fight parties, essential. Fight night, great times. But y'all, we're approaching 10 o'clock. I don't want to hold y'all for too long. I want to thank y'all for pulling up for your boy. I'm about to watch this game, check my parlays, see if I won, see if I lost. Knowing the haters, you know, might have to worry about this second game. But if you missed this episode, make sure you tap in on YouTube and clock in. Make sure you subscribe as we continue to grow the page. But you know I love y'all, and you know the deal. I will see y'all soon. Until then, you know what to do. Keep it blessed, keep it real, but always keep it playing. We out.